All right, Knights of Apollo, what's up, guys? Hope you're doing well, and welcome back to the battlefield. Another day, another battle, and today we're playing Napoleon Total War. This is a 2v2 in the Amazon, and this is no ordinary match. This is actually a very competitive match in a league, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, you're going to see some great plays here from two very good teams, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So sit back, relax, get some snacks and drinks. And speaking of snacks, that reminds me of today's sponsor. So today's video is sponsored by Factor 75. So Factor provides delicious chef-prepared meals that are delivered directly to your doorstep. These meals are so good and they're so easy to cook. All you do is throw it into the microwave for a couple minutes. There's no mess, there's no cooking, and you have a fantastic gourmet meal. And they're full of nutrition, they're healthy, they're made with fantastic ingredients. There's no nasty preservatives, there's no crazy nasty oils. These are fresh, great, healthy ingredients. And if you go on their website, you can see that they have all kinds of different diets as well. So maybe you're keto, maybe you're vegan or veggie focused, or you're carb conscious, or you want more protein. You can select the type of meal plan you want, and you're gonna have some delicious, easy to prep meals. There's been so many times where I was just too busy to cook, or just didn't feel like cleaning, whether it was like finals for school or just too much work, or there's just too much going on, and just having a couple of these meals in my freezer to just throw in the fridge or throw in the microwave and just cook up. Because usually when you want a fast meal that you can just microwave, it's usually really bad for you. It tastes bad, it has a lot of preservatives. With Factor, there's no compromise. You get a fast, easy to cook meal with no cleaning, and you get all the nutrition. You get a fresh cooked meal by a chef, and it is so good that you'll be wanting more. I promise you, you will be wanting more. So definitely try it, guys. I swear, I promise you will love these meals. I swear, they are so good. I get them all the time, and there's a big promotion going on right now. You can get them for 50% off and free shipping. So this is the perfect time to give it a try. If you don't like it, whatever, you got 50% off and free shipping. All you have to use is POG Apollo December, or DEC 50. So that's POG APOLLO DEC 50. I'll have it in the description, I'll have it on the screen. Use that code. Not only will you get an amazing meal for an amazing price, you'll get a great service, but you'll also be supporting my channel. Definitely, please check it out, guys. You will not regret it. I love this service. I'm grateful for their sponsorship. And yeah, again, check out the link down in the video description. Put in those put in the promo code and get your 50% off. Yeah, once again, big thank you to Factor, and let's get back into the battle. All right, guys, so this battle starts off pretty quick, so we're going to keep it in slow motion so I can kind of talk about what's going on here, give you some context of the fight. So this is part of a league, the same league that hosted the Rome 2 Siege tournament. So it's called Total War League. So this is their first attempt into adventuring out into other Total War games. So this is the first season of the Napoleon League matchup. So it's a 2v2 tournament, and they're testing out the rules. You know, it's a small scale, so there's not a ton. I think there's like 8 teams, which is I think 8 or 6 or something like that. But there's going to be only 4 that are going to make it into the playoffs. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. If you want to learn more about this tournament, or even join the next season, because I know there's a lot of you guys who love Napoleon and would love to try out your grit, you know, your skill in these matches. So definitely join the Discord. It's linked in the video description. So it's the Total War League Discord. So check it out, and you can see and learn more about this Napoleon tournament. So let's go ahead and check out the teams that are going to be playing in this one. So this is, like I said, a matchup between two very good teams that are most likely going to play against each other in the playoffs, or even in the finale. We'll see how that plays out. But on this side here, so on the blue squares on the mini-map, we have the High Hussars. So they are playing as Prussia and the Danish, so Denmark. Now, similar to the Rome 2 tournament, the factions are worth points, and when you win a battle, you get X amount of points depending on which factions you're playing as. So if you look on the screen now, this is the point system for the factions. So Napoleon doesn't have a lot of factions. So you're going to be able to play as the same faction a couple times throughout this league and tournament and everything. But anyways, you can see that Denmark is worth 1 point and Prussia is worth 0 points. So if the High Hussars win this one, they'll earn 1 point. Now on the other side, we have the Crimson Ducks. That's right, guys. The Crimson Ducks, yes, related to the Crimson Chickens. Ruvak, so he was my teammate as the Crimson Chickens, and you know, leave it to a French guy to change it to the Ducks. You know, those French people and their fatty duck liver meals. You know, what is it called? The foie or something? I don't know. But yeah, the Crimson Ducks. They're playing as the British, and we have Sweden. So we got a little Norwegian bloodshed here. But Sweden is actually worth 2 points, and the British, the United Kingdom here, or Great Britain, is worth -1 point. So just like their opponents, if they win this match, they'll earn a total of 1 point. Anyways, let's go back to normal speed. This is where things get wild. So the Prussians, the High Hussars, sent forward a 6-pounder horse artillery. And this is an aggressive play here, and I like it because they're trying to set up a nice defensive position, but the Crimson Ducks were ready for it, and they have a ton of British infantry in position, ready to fire. Now, the High Hussars are going to send in some cav, some lancers to try to disrupt the British formation, go for these rifles. It's a desperate move because they realize that they've messed up. There's that square formation. And then there's a counter charge with some light dragoons that are going to go for the artillery and take out this position officially. Though I don't think they necessarily needed to charge in their cav here. Or wait, was that? Yeah, light dragoons. Sorry, I was like, wait, was that the Prussians just retreating? No, the British did go in for a charge. I don't think they needed to charge there because that artillery was pretty much gone anyways. But what the Prussians are going to do here now is establish a foothold on this hill. So even though they kind of lost the initiative with that artillery, they still slowed down the British enough to take the high ground here. And so even though they kind of had a rough start, they're going to do their best to try to recover and again, use this hill to try to give them the edge in this line battle. And look at this. You can see the line infantry moving forward, getting into position, and getting ready to get into a slug match with the infantry of Great Britain. So while that's going on, let's go ahead and look at other parts of the battlefield. You can see there's some artillery fire going on. It seems like the Prussians are mostly being aggressive and the Danish are being more defensive, kind of holding back secret passageways or, you know, little land bridges here that Sweden cannot use. And you can see he's using this hill to set up some artillery. What is this horse? Yeah, horse artillery just up here. Really good positioning, and it's kind of locked Sweden in place. It's not. They're not going to really push too much here. In fact, I think Sweden. Look at it. Sweden's kind of got their army in pieces. You can see he's kind of attacking from different points here and trying to expand their entry points, right? To try to put pressure on a lot of different points of the Prussian-Danish alliance. But yeah, so far it's been a straight to the point, like straight action type of battle. We got the Highland Foot. This is definitely the elite troops of this British army. So they're going to be focusing on the right flank here, and they're probably going to try to find a way to get around this Prussian defense. Over here, things aren't going as smoothly for the British. You can see they're taking some morale loss, taking some casualties. We'll see how this plays out. Again, they have the low ground here, so we'll see if the Prussians can use this high ground and kind of turn this battle around, because like I said, it's been a rough start. He's got some Fusiliers, Prussian Fusiliers in the front, kind of staying low, taking cover, so the Musketeers can fire over them. It's a nice combination, and they're really putting down a lot of pain on the British, but the British are, well, they're a good army, and they're able to actually push back some musketeers of Prussia. And it does look pretty promising for the Crimson Ducks at the start of this battle, but it's still very young and anything could happen. Hold on, speaking of anything can happen, the Danish go in for a charge with Lifeguard of Horse. No, wait, that's Sweden, sorry. The Danish go in with the charge with Mounted. No, that's, hold on. Where's Denmark? Where are they? I guess they just got wiped. There they go. Dragoons. They go in with Dragoons. And they actually take, this is a good play, they actually take out the artillery of Sweden's. That was a cheeky move, and I think it was worth it. Even though he lost that cav unit completely, I think, you know, anytime you can take out artillery, that's a great start. That is a great place to be. So that's going to give some advantage to Denmark here with their fancy top hats to kind of force Sweden to be aggressive and come to them because they have the artillery, which is now currently firing at this cav. And oh, there's another fight over here. Another cav battle. So Denmark, once again, trying to get creative with the cav. But Sweden's going to be able to contain it. And we'll see where this how this battle plays out. Over on this side, Denmark is focusing a good chunk of troops here with sharpshooters. He also has the line infantry advancing forward, using this slight hill to kind of keep Sweden away from this entry point and force them back. Oh man, they're walking. They're taking their sweet time. That's an insult to the enemy. Wow. Look at that. All right, so let's head back over this way where we can see Prussia still trying to maintain this hill position. The British have actually fallen back, and to take their place, we have some line infantry from Sweden. So Sweden's coming over to kind of support the British forces as they engage the Prussians. Denmark is kind of doing the same thing too. They have a core of line infantry here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 units of line infantry. So they're going to try to probably plug any gaps that may appear as the Prussians begin to break or you know, whatever, if they want to try to overwhelm a British position. You can see the British are actually falling back over here, interestingly enough. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why he's falling back these Highland foot here, because it does appear that he has a pretty solid advantage here. Maybe he's just trying to keep some troops fresh, or maybe he's trying to get the rifles engaged, you know, trying to clear some space, because I think he is shooting a couple of his men in the back. I wish, you know, honestly, I wish the AI automatically just wouldn't fire if there's friendlies in the way. So if you have like a unit half overlapping, only the half that can see the enemy clearly with no friendlies in the way would fire. I don't know what, I just feel like it would help a little bit the player out a little bit. And I just, like, they kind of did that in Medieval 2, where a catapult would not fire if there was like friendlies in the area. You know, it wasn't perfect, but I kind of wish they implemented that, because it's just kind of like, come on, like, you expect a soldier to just blindly fire in the back of their own friendlies just because, you know, it just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, anyways, that's a side note. The Jaegers having a good fight here. So we have some Swedish Jaegers. Prussian Fusiliers still holding their ground. It really does look like Prussia is starting to kind of make a comeback here. Doing a good job of really inflicting a lot of casualties. We got Denmark pushing up some sharpshooters. Let's go back over to this side. Let's just check in on this point and see how this is playing out. We got Dragoons kind of falling back here. I don't know if they were going to try to make a move, but they are falling back. Sweden is making a push with Cav. Mounted Jaegers. Lots and lots of mounted Jaegers. So there's another unit, and you got them mixed in with the Lifeguard of Horse. So yeah. Let's see what they do here. They could potentially charge this 7-pounder howitzer. Let's see if they pull this off. I mean, they're in striking distance, and when you have your cav so close by, you kind of have to commit, because if Denmark sees this, if he notices the cav, he's going to counteract, right? He's going to do defensive measures to prevent this cav from striking. So you kind of have to go in now, and it looks like that's exactly what they're doing. Here we are in the Amazon, where pythons live. We got the mounted Jaegers going for the artillery. Oh no, they're gonna open some shots. I would just charge in. Why? Like, why? It's artillery. They're not gonna counter you. I guess he's a little worried about the dragoons, but he just needs to go full force in. Go, go, go. Let's see if Sweden can take this little taste of their own medicine after losing their own artillery to Cav. And there they go, guys. They utterly crush that artillery crew. And now they have to deal with the Cav. Unit of infantry forms square. Uh-oh. Looks like he's looking for potentially running down these sharpshooters. Let's see if he goes for it. Or maybe he just might sit back and fire. But he doesn't really have an angle here. So this was a cool play right here. It's not as like epic as the other side of the battle, but it was extremely strategic and a nice play by Sweden. Let's head back over to this side and see how the front line is holding. We do have, looks like, some bayonets going into the fray. Some Highland foot, definitely a unit that you would not want to trade bayonets with. Let's see if they can break through. I think the Highlanders are outnumbered, though. The Prussian Fusiliers are falling back. They're not breaking, they're falling back. So, in fact, the Highland foot are now breaking because they have taken way too many casualties. They're down to 32 men, so they are done. But there's still more Highland foot where that came from. So this is definitely not over for the British by any means. Over here, things are definitely... Oh, look at this. Look at this Cav charge. We got the Free Corps or whatever. I'm not going to try to pronounce it authentically because I suck at German. But yeah, what are they doing? Why did they stop? Why did they stop? They're just giving an opportunity for the artillery to fire here. What are you doing? This is a critical mistake. Oh no! And there goes the artillery. What in the world? Oh no. Something must have happened where he looked elsewhere on the battlefield. And that is a huge loss. Now it's pretty much up to Denmark to hold this position. He's got some artillery stationed up here now. This is what they wanted to do earlier. Not a great spot. Not a great spot. This hill is going to kind of get in the way. They really needed it up here. But I don't think this is really going to be much of an issue for the British and company. Yeah, look at... I guess he's going for a general kill. I don't know. That's strange. But yeah, this is looking promising. Look at this, though. Another charge by Prussia going in with some heavy cav. And we got a counter charge of light dragoons. And, of course, the infantry forming square. Highlander foot, though. This is a little risky for the Highlanders because their square is getting smaller and smaller. And they're going to get shot from two different sides, two different angles. So that's always a good move sometimes when you're losing an infantry battle to kind of force a cav charge to force the opponents to form square, which is a disadvantage in a line battle. It just kind of gives your line infantry a little bit of a break. And so that actually was a good move right there. There goes the British. They're going to run them down, though. So I think this cav is most likely toast. We'll see how this plays out, but yeah, they wiped out that Highland foot unit. So I would say it's worth it. What kind of cav is this? Oh, it's a fairly expensive cav, so I don't know. They took out some Highlander foot. That's good, right? To try to get the Prussians back into this game. Let's see what else is going on around the battlefield, because this battle is becoming almost like a defense as Sweden is starting to encircle the Danish rear guard. And I don't know what Sweden's doing here. He's got militia charging in. I have no idea what... I mean, I get it. It's militia, like, who cares? But still, like, what is the objective here? Like, get them to waste ammo. Oh, I see. I see. Oh, I see. He's got some lifeguards of foot. So I don't know. That didn't really play out too well. I don't know if he was trying to distract these guys so he could set up the Highland foot, or the Highland foot, the lifeguard of foot. That might be the case, and now these guys are going to drop some enemies. So that was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. Now we got a charge into the general. They're going for the serpent's head right here. Lifeguard of horse. This was a good play by Sweden. They are definitely attacking the back lines. And that's the thing about Napoleon that happens all the time. You often forget about your general. Your general isn't really a combative unit. You can throw him into the fray, but good luck. Oh, there it is. There it is. The Iron Fist 20 loses his general. He's the Prussian player. And there he goes. So that's a huge blow to the Team High Hussars. We'll see if they can recover from this. But oh, nice job by Denmark, kind of protecting the rear there from the mounted Jaegers. This is some really good stuff right here. Really good cav play. Really microing well, looking for weak spots in their forces, while essentially the UK kind of just acts as an anvil, along with some Swedish line infantry. So yeah, along with those units. So it's a great nice stand to kind of keep these forces stuck here, while the cav just kind of roams around in the back. Now Denmark still has some forces. They're still strong over here. So this is still a threat. And you can see the Lifeguard of Foot have actually kind of fallen back. I don't know what they're doing. There they go. Turn around. They might as well like fully engage here. I think they could win. This is a good unit. But I guess they're out of range. They're just taking losses. Uh-oh. We got Billy Blazes. Another general gone. Oh, how did he... There he is. I don't know how he died. I guess he was just shot. Or maybe hit with artillery. I'm not really sure. We kind of missed it. But Denmark is down to their Lifeguards of Foot. These are really good units here, guys. Really good infantry. They're going to put up a strong fight, but is it going to be enough? I just don't know, because over here, this is the major problem for the High Hussars. They have so many units that are barely hanging on by the skin of their teeth. Just barely protecting this flank against a much stronger force. Let's see what's going on here. Where are they moving to? Looks like they're just going to use the trees to advance, possibly. They're going to kind of use the trees as cover as they advance the position. Unless there's a force coming this way and he's going to block the path. It doesn't look like it. Yeah, I think he's just repositioning. Oh, I see. He's getting out of the way so his rifles can fire. His rifles can fire. Very cool. And now we have an intense line battle for this hill. Wait a second. Look at this. Hold on. This threw me off because Denmark is both red, like they wear red uniforms. The British over here were just like scaring off some forces. Now they're going to turn and get a great angle on Denmark. Denmark's going to have to reposition here if they want to try to save these men without getting absolutely annihilated. And there they go. Oh, this poor artillery crew that's glitched out and they won't break is just in the crossfire. These poor men, run for your lives! What are you doing? Very cool. So an intense fight there, and yeah, there's no way. I don't want to call it right here, but it's not looking good for the High Hussars. And there goes more artillery. Look at this, the British artillery just throwing grape shot like really far. Probably not doing a lot of damage, but it's intimidating looking, that's for sure. And yeah, these guys are on the verge of cracking. It's just too many guns that they have to face. And Denmark looks like on the verge of collapse. You can see in the back here, the back lines have completely fallen apart. We got Foot Guard of Prussia, another excellent unit. But again, even with all these elite units, I don't think they're going to break through. We've got the Lifeguards of Foot now going in with bayonets against Denmark. Denmark closing in with some infantry. It looks like they're going to try to fire in the backs of these Danish line infantry. Honestly, though, I would have taken this line infantry because they crossed the land bridge here. I would have just taken them and focused on these Lifeguards of Foot. Just because, what is this, just infantry over here? Yeah, it's just line infantry. I'm pretty sure the Lifeguards of Foot would easily win this, so there's no need to send reinforcements. Just close in on these guys. I guess it really doesn't matter because he still has these two units here, so yeah, they've got these guys completely encircled. This is when you throw up the white flag, you know? It's like, all right, you got us. Like, we can't win this. At least for these 2 units specifically. And then back over on this side, the fight is going on still. The British charge in the Highland Foot to try to clear them off the hill. And there we go, more breaking units. We got depleted, tired Prussian units still trying to put up a good fight. Highland Foot is like, aye, laddie. You want more? No, my Scottish accent is terrible. But yeah, they're actually gonna, are they gonna charge in? I don't know what they're doing. They're just absorbing shots, I suppose. They're gonna charge in into the next line of troops in a chaotic fury. I don't know if it's gonna be enough to break these guys, but I respect the charge. It's gonna give opportunity for these units to advance a little closer to help deal with these guys. Even though highly outnumbered, the Highland Foot do lower the morale of this foot guard, but it's, you know, the foot guard no longer have their general, so their morale is naturally going to be pretty low. It looks like the line infantry actually broke the foot guard of Sweden. So, but it's not enough. Not enough. Line infantry closing in. We've got foot closing in as well. And yeah, there's just no way. I think at this point, it looks like they're just doing a desperate kind of last stand here. They're kind of reforming. They're going to try to hold this land bridge, it looks like. But there's a whole nother one over here, which of course the British are going to use against them. But I think it's safe to say at this point that this battle is officially over. There's a last couple remaining few troops that are going to do the best they can to put up a stand, but you can see these units are breaking. Even after winning that engagement, they're breaking because they just know it's too many casualties. They both have lost both generals, so the leadership is dead, and the chaos will soon come to a close, and peace once again will come to these lands, but not without great sacrifices from both sides. But a nice victory for the Crimson Ducks. Now, this is actually, I don't know if this is the first battle between these two teams or the second, but I know that they trade. So the Crimson Ducks do lose a battle against them. And I think overall, the High Hussars win this matchup because they earn more points overall. But they do trade 1-1 in terms of games. So Donald and Ruvak, they are Team Crimson Ducks. Did a great job here. It was a fun battle. And I think the other battle they played wasn't as close. So that's why I'm not showing it. But yeah, guys, like I said, check out the Discord. Learn more about this Napoleon Total War League, just so we can, you know, get more, like, bigger battles and whatnot. It's a lot of fun. I love Napoleon. It's even, I know I've kind of mostly cover NTW3. But yeah, guys, it's pretty cool. So thank you so much for watching. Again, big thank you to Factor 75 for the sponsorship. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time on the battlefield.